Centex is part of the Pulte Group, which is one of the biggest home builders in America. If you go all the way north on 183, just before you get to Liberty Hill, on your left is the Summerlyn subdivision. The sales office is on Hudal Street. I've had several clients who have purchased homes in this subdivision, and this is a personal opinion, not a paid promotion. Pulte/Centex is one of the most straightforward home builders that you can work with anywhere in the Austin area. Stick around for this video and I'll tell you all about it. Leander has grown exponentially over the last 10 years. It was actually named the fastest growing city in the entire United States by the U.S. Census Bureau. Earlier this year, when we had that unprecedented buyer demand that drove home prices to astronomical levels, Leander was one of the most sought-after areas in the entire Austin metro. If you follow 183 all the way up to Highway 29, you'll find the Summerlyn community. This entire area is a little confusing because there is some overlap. The tax records say it's Liberty Hill, but you'll have a Leander mailing address and you'll be part of the Leander ISD. Now you should verify this information for yourself, but according to the Leander ISD website for the school year 2020, the elementary school is Larkspur, the middle school is Stacy K. Danielson, and the high school is Tom Glenn. Now Pulte has been building out in this subdivision since 2005. The first section of Summerlyn, which is the area closest to 183, is complete. One way to tell which section of Summerlyn you're in are the trees. Most of these trees were planted 15 years ago when the houses were first built. Of course, the design of the houses somewhat show their age, but they certainly aren't dated like a house built in the 1980s or earlier would be. The newer section is called Summerlyn West. It is a completely separate subdivision with a separate HOA. It is also part of a public improvement district. As you can see, these houses have a more contemporary design, both outside and inside. The kitchen and the living areas are all connected to form one large living space. This is an example of an interior of one of the two-story designs, where all of the bedrooms are on the second level. Early in this video, I alluded to my experience with Centex, and I'd like to paint a picture so you understand where I'm coming from. Earlier this year, it was like someone flipped a switch, and instantly everybody wanted to live in Austin. By March, every builder in the entire Austin metro was sold out, and they began to implement policies to address this increased buyer demand. Some dramatically increased the price of the houses and then opened them up for bidding. As an example, a house that sold for $350,000 in January was increased to $400,000 and then offered for bids. So that $350,000 house might sell for $450,000 or $500,000. Pulte/Centex avoided this bidding process longer than any of the other builders. And for the most part, the first qualified buyer could buy their available homes at the list price. Now, over time, they have increased prices, but their prices today are not $150,000 to $200,000 more than they were at the beginning of the year. And if you don't know, they still have plenty of room to build new houses. And over time, they will build many more houses. But it will continue to take time to meet this buyer demand. Now, because prices have gone up so much so quickly, we are beginning to see a slowdown in buyer demand. Some builders are actually beginning to have available inventory, and the longer that these houses sit unsold, the more likely it is the builder will begin to apply price reductions. Pulte/Centex will probably not have to do this, because when compared with other builders in the Austin metro, Pulte's prices have increased very moderately. Now, if you decide to go in and talk to one of the sales agents of the model home, be sure and tell them that you heard about them in this video. Who knows, maybe you'll get a free bottle of water. But if you really want to get the best deal, why don't you give me a call before you go in and I'll go with you. I'll show you who you need to talk to and what questions you need to ask. If you like this video, you ought to check out this other one that I did. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. All of my contact information is in the video description, so don't be shy. Let's make your real estate dreams come true.